Yeah, I'm Matt Cox, the owner and operator of Eventful Productions and Project E broadcast and creative studios. We're right now sitting in our studio space in Williamstown North in Victoria. Right now we're capturing for NTT for the Tour de France. What we have right now are two of the PF120 cameras that are set in a portrait mode because we're streaming direct out of here over NDI straight into BirdDog Cloud. That's being received on an endpoint in a studio in Madrid, being inserted then into a program at their end, supered obviously for the virtual screen, and then published out through every various media agency for the tour. Yeah, we chose the PF120 due to its small form. Its optics were fabulous, and the ability to come, audio straight into it as well, and control it. It was perfect fit. We don't necessarily need a pan and tilt scenario, but as you can see, it's quite easy to put onto a tripod. You still can get all of that, the same thing, but you've got a nice boxed lens with a good set of optics. So it's easy to use. Then slapping out a bigger Eng cam or record back. You can remotely monitor it and share it around without having to deal with a million cables. Actually, up behind our two confidence monitors here, we've also got two BirdDog studios linked into one network switch over our network infrastructure into the next room. From there, we go into TriCaster 2, so we can then do some custom mixing for in here. We also, with that, we're integrating Teams calls and Zoom calls for remote callers. We are shaping all of that so that everything is time delayed perfectly, again pushing that straight back through BirdDog Cloud. So in essence, we are sending 4 feeds from here to Madrid to the studio, all time aligned, and each one being its own audio. We have obviously independent control over all sources here that we need to, and obviously our talent then can see their tele indicators when they're on screen. So really good to work with, easy to set up, and sharing endpoints, managing remote endpoints has been really good.
Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if that's working all right. Should be going all right. Another day, 11 o'clock. And let me see here. No one here but us chickens. What's going on, NetHab? Hope you're doing well. Let me actually, it would probably be smart if I was, monitoring the show at some point. Man. It's weird because there is no confidence monitor and there's no background music. And so this is all very empty in the studio right now. At least it feels that way. All right, let me see here. I should be on my sub screen, right? There we go. Yeah, all right. BirdDogJon's live. All right, cool. Yes, I can hear myself. That's good news. Greetings, Twitch chickens. What's going on, Daniel? How are you, man? Yep, sounds great. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I finally made it. Well, we're glad about that. My big excitement news is that I finally got a hair light for so I don't just disappear into the backdrop. So that's pretty exciting. Good times. And NetHab says he can hear. So all good. Fantastic. Now, there's a handful of people that are currently away, either in meetings or what have you. But my loyal friend Ian is able to join me today. So he's here in the booth. How's it going, man?
Okay, good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Good to see you. Good to hear you.
Yeah, it's lovely 8 a.m. over in California.
Oh, gosh. You got to move out of that state.
Lots of caffeine.
Yes, that's all good. I appreciate you jumping on here this early morning for us. It's good stuff. It's funny. As always, I run Wirecast to run the countdown for the show. And as soon as I stop using Wirecast, I drop 50% of my CPU. So it's pretty awesome that's it's a little ridiculous that Wirecast requires that much. Here, let's do this. Why do you? Anyways, so yeah, looking good. Good morning. Thanks for drinking enough coffee to be with us. That's good stuff.
Yeah, well, the baby had me up at 6 o'clock today. So
yes, the baby. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's great. You know, it means I can be up with you and answering tickets nice and early.
I mean, what can you say, right? It's
But yeah,
can't say
she's a bundle of energy. Only
yeah.
15 months and running.
Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, that's a super early age. But good times, man.
Just trying to keep them alive. Don't touch
Yes.
that. Stop eating that.
Yeah, that is sometimes what it is for quite a while. So
That's like me with some of the kit. Don't touch that. Stop eating that.
I need to throw this up here too. I am going to do a little snacks on stream today. So we have some Japanese happy snacks, and you know, I don't know what any of that means, but we're going to trust in the Google Translate today and see if we can decipher what some of that adventure is. So while we're here, we're going to give that. This is like some sort of wafer, I think, because it's super light and only. Actually, the last thing I ate was also 43 calories, which I thought a little bit odd that they're all the same. But we'll see. It's some sort of corn something. So that's good times. And I have no idea what this is. There is a sucker inside, but then some sort of powder liquid or powder substance as well. And it's
like a fun dip.
Yeah, I hope it's like a fun dip and not like the ones that Beep Chirp sent us all those months ago. And it was basically all chili powder and salt. So,
oh god,
yeah, that was a fun first thing to do first thing in the morning. But
have you heard of the one chip challenge?
yes, I have. The guys here were talking about that. You can order that on Amazon, can you not?
Our grocery outlet, you know, like
yeah.
You got that over there, right? It's
No.
like a consignment supermarket.
Yeah.
So they have everything and anything, but not what you want generally. And so they had a bunch of these, and it was $1. I sent one back to the UK with my sister, and of course, she had one friend there that's curry master.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, filmed it and sent it back. And needless to say, he was dead. He was in the freezer eating a tub of ice cream.
Oh yikes!
That buildup was the beautiful part.
Was it this one chip challenge? Okay. This says
they were selling it for $1. So
$1.
I can't not.
Yeah, that's a great price. So Carolina Reaper, Scorpion Pepper, one extremely hot tortilla chip. I love that it has this humongous box. And what's the difference here between that one? This looks like to be the exact same thing, although it's $7 more expensive. Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if these people all went and bought the $1 ones.
Yes, potentially. And now they're turning them. Oh no, wait, it's 27. So it's only $1 difference. I thought it was 21.
$171 per ounce.
That is a steep price to pay. Warning: do not eat this if you're sensitive to spicy foods. Well, I mean, given the stinking wrapper on this thing, you would think that would be understood, but I guess people are. Oh, it's salted. Ooh, flavor salted and not chili pepper.
It's an astringent with an astringent.
So this is it, eh? It's just this one. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, he was pretty confident. He's like, I've had the spiciest chili in the world, no problems. I mean, that was hot, but whatever. And this one he eats it, he's like, okay, yeah, not too bad. Ooh,
yeah,
ooh,
yeah. That little backup bite, that's gonna do it. So what? Okay, I don't know. 25 calories in one chip. Yikes. First of all, how? It's no. What on earth could be putting 25 calories into this one chip? How big is the chip? Is it like a decent?
It's kind of corn chip.
Just a single corn chip.
Mm-hmm.
A $30 corn chip.
You can stick it in your mouth like all in one.
I don't. Oh boy. So yeah. So what do you do? Is that the challenge, or is it just?
Oh, can you handle it? Like you can do it all in one, or he did it in one. I probably would have tasted it first and then gone, cool, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, yikes.
But you always have to find that one friend that's always up for a challenge. It's like, I don't think you can do this.
See, this channel was not supposed to be like the let's kill John's. Oh, that's interesting. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, it's not supposed to be kill John with food. I'm fine with trying new stuff, but this sort of thing would be insane. Is there a updated version? This says 2021 on it. I want to see if there's like anything. You know how Amazon sometimes says like you will receive or there's an updated version of this product.
Yeah.
Open packet. So somebody tried it and sent it back. That's what happened there. The one chip challenge. Oh, that's a cool package.
Oh, 2020.
Oh yeah, it's the year before. Okay. What? After fully completing this challenge, you'll seriously consider an ER visit. Oh, see, yeah, I'm not interested in that. The wall of infamy.
After this, hell should be easy.
An expired chip. I don't think the expiration is the thing that we're concerned about here.
Yeah.
Do corn chips go like? Do they go stale? I thought they were stale to begin with, but
I have burrito wraps and things that are 6 months expired, but perfectly fine.
Are they frozen?
No.
Okay.
I am just a garbage can. We don't have really moisture over here, so
That's true. Everything is definitely dried for you.
yeah, it's mummified.
This says fingers crossed. This is probably in regards to this sugar thing. See, this the thing, the soda can on this package, eating the sucker. Yep. But hopefully Google Translate will explain this to me. Is smiling. So I'm hoping it's sugar, but yeah, I don't know yet. So we're gonna find out.
I'm gonna say sherbet.
Brayton says sounds like John's doing the one chip challenge soon. I don't think so. Based on Eric's recommendation here, yeah, don't eat that chip.
Hey, Eric.
I kind of want to, yeah, I kind of want to take his recommendation on that. Of course, what's going to happen is it's going to show up here one day, and then that's going to be on me. Somebody's going to spend $30 on that thing. The oils go rancid. Oh, okay.
Good you don't want a bitter flavor with your spicy chip.
Again, I don't think that's what you're experiencing. It's like I've done all the ramen stuff. Yesterday, I went and had lunch with my wife, and we went to Jimmy John's, and I was like, put jalapenos on there. And they're like, okay. So I put this line of jalapenos on there, and there was nothing. Like, they were like sweet peppers to me. And so I was like, wow, maybe jalapenos are not like a thing for me. I'm growing my own, so we'll find out. But all of the ones that I grew last year, I jarred, and they're not spicy anymore either. But that's because now basically they're pickled. So Brayton says, so they make 5 flavors. So John, you can definitely try new things. And then he includes the link. Yeah, thanks, bud. I'll have to look that up, I guess. Oh my word. So yeah, we will see about this one chip challenge. I don't know. I doubt I will be ambitious enough to give that a go. Today I'm gonna try mysterious unmarked food that I haven't researched before the show. So we're gonna give that a go. And also, Brayton gave me this sticker that says Japanese happy snacks. So we will find out.
They wouldn't mislead you.
That's right. Yeah, nothing deceptive about that at all. Okay, so Eric says, hey, what about the peppers from In-N-Out?
Oh my God. Yeah. Those are something you got to try. Those killed me.
How? Oh, no.
I loved them, but they destroyed me.
I ate those in Vegas. They're okay. They're a little spicy, but they're all right.
I used to love spice in England. I was like, curry master and buffalo wings. It was like nothing. And then something happened when I moved over here. And as soon as I have anything spicy, like those little, banana peppers they put on sandwiches. Yeah. As soon as I have like a few bites of those, just wrenches my stomach. I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
Did something ruin you, or did you get like super sensitive to it? Oh man, I hope I don't go that way, because I do like eating jalapenos. I don't want to like lose the ability.
And what are those? Not serrano. They're those little peppers that the green ones. You grill them up, put some salt on them, and eat them just like that. And there's like 1 in 10 is killer spicy. The rest are nice.
That doesn't sound like fun. No surprise peppers. If I'm gonna kill myself, I'd rather at least be conscious of doing it.
That's good. 1 in 10. Just stop at 9.
We need to hang on. Then I gotta. So wait. Pepper name of what? Not you said not serrano, right?
Yeah, they're Padrones. I think in Spain they're called padrones peppers or something like that.
Padron. Padron.
Yeah,
Padron.
peppers padron.
Okay, hang on here. I don't want to. Whoops. I don't want to. I'm gonna butcher the name, so I'm not gonna say it. But Spanish peppers. All right, this is something that I haven't come across yet.
Oh, they're delicious. Just a bit of olive oil and sea salt, smoked sea salt.
And you can just eat these straight.
You grill them.
These look like these look like they're roasted or something.
Mm-hmm. Just in a pan. Just flip them over a couple times, let them blister.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have to do something about this. What? Get out of here, subscribe. Yeah, that looks good. I do. What are the peppers that they use at in the garden salad at Olive Garden? Because those are good. And they're a little spicy.
I have never been to Olive Garden.
Wait. What did you just say? It's like McDonald's. Like, have you not been there?
Well, I moved back from England.
Its uses
6 years ago.
Come on, there's gotta be one in California.
Oh, there's a bunch. There's a bunch.
But you've never gone.
Never. I've been to one Denny's once.
Denny's. Okay, well you're not. You go for the experience. It's like IHOP. You go. You don't have to hop though. Nobody feels like hopping out of that place.
Yeah, IHOP's good at like midnight. But yeah, no Olive Garden.
That's how I feel about White Castle, by the way. I have a friend. I used to work for a guy who say I'm good for one bad decision a year, and it's White Castle at like 2 a.m. And that's it. That's all I do.
That's the Taco Bell for me.
Oh,
it's like you have Taco Bell, you're like, oh, never again. 6 months later, you're like, oh, I could really do a chalupa.
My wife grew up on Taco Bell. I never had it as a kid. They don't really they have a different version of Taco Bell in Canada. So I never had it as a kid. My family was never interested in spending money there. Well, my wife's brother has celiac disease, and so that it was one of the only places they could eat relatively inexpensively.
Oh.
And so they were there all the time. And so it's like it's in her blood, man. It's like Sunday afternoons. She's got to go to Taco Bell. I'm like,
got that hankering.
Oh,
I normally go to them when they do their like chicken monstrosities, like the naked chicken chalupa, the fried chicken taco shell. Oh,
I got to give that a go.
It was disgustingly good.
Taco Bell over White Castle. I mean, yes. If you have to pick one, if we're saying, if you're making I should run a poll. Although I don't know, how do I do that in here? It used to be a way.
I was really disappointed moving back in the KFC. So like over in Europe, the meat, we were ruled over by the EU. So the quality of the meat was a lot better, and also like the nutritional value had to be at a certain standard. Yep. So you got really good chicken burgers that were good. They were like Chick-fil-A kind of standard, and then the wraps and things like that. And then over here it was just real letdown. Like lazy chickens.
That was the deal with the Taco Bells in Ontario, and at least that's where I grew up. So I went there maybe like once or twice in my childhood, and they had like everything in well, it used to be. I don't know if this is still the case. I'm sure it is, but it all had to be a certain food grade. And here, I think it has to be grade C for fast food in the States. And I should look it up because I don't want to like misspeak here. But in Canada, it's a higher grade than that. I don't know. Yeah. Standard food grade is.
They used to wash the beef over here with ammonia, right?
Yeah, a while ago. I think they had stopped that after a few documentaries came out.
Yeah, Jamie Oliver came over.
Yeah, it was like, you're doing what?
Dun dun dun.
Yes. Okay, so Taco Bell. Oh, geez.
You sure you want to look in that?
The food. Oh, wait. This isn't meat grade. That's what I need to look up. Meat grade, not because food grade and meat grade are two different things. But
yeah.
But the meat is definitely different. And one of the places you notice it is at Wendy's in Ontario. The chicken burgers are like you said, like huge chickens. And here it's a different. It's something else, man.
Sad chickens.
Okay, yeah, sad chicken burgers. So here, okay, new report grades the 25. I could just throw this up here, although you got to be careful throwing random websites because you never know what advertisements they're going to throw up here. All right, so a new report shows 25 largest U.S. fast foods and fast casual restaurant chains on their antibiotic policies and practices.
Olive Garden's an F.
So Olive Garden is an F. that's a problem. How Taco Bell made it into B minus, I will never know. These are not food grades. These are policies and practices when it comes to their fast casual standards. So how, again, like Cracker Barrel is like way at the bottom. Arby's, I believe, because I don't know what that meat is, but it is not roast beef.
Cracker Barrel, what's is that just another American fare type thing?
Yeah, it's, oh man, you need to come visit us in Michigan. Good golly, man. Cracker Barrel is like down the I-75 corridor all the way down to like Tennessee. You're going to see a Cracker Barrel every other stop, and it's basically like it's mostly just American fare. I mean, you can buy a whole bunch of a wide variety of things. I actually like Cracker Barrel because they serve all day breakfast, and so I tear up the French toast, which is not healthy at all, but it's really good.
It's amazing, the Fs. They're kind of like some of the biggest.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. It's
everywhere.
Like B-dubs, first of all, Applebee's. Yeah, I could believe that. Sonic, though, is surprising because it's such a huge deal up here.
I had that down in Dallas.
Oh, really? And Chili's is a big chain, at least up here it is. And yeah, it's a very common dinner joint for families. Starbucks being in D, that's interesting.
I used to be a like on the road driver when I first moved back here. So I was cruising down through California, down to Texas, back up to like Oklahoma, and then over Colorado, Utah. And oh man, I found it extremely hard to eat well. You know, over in Europe, at least you had some really good baguettes and just butter and ham or simpler things, but healthy. And here it was like, yeah, we'll give you a baguette, but it's going to have like a pound of mayo. And, and my big mistake was not understanding Taco Bell. And so I'm in the car. I'm like, well, I've got 10 hours to drive. I got to get from like El Paso over to Fort Worth. What's an easy like
understanding Taco Bell? That's a great
burrito, of course, right? It's like it's all in one, easy. I get to Fort Worth covered in
meat. Yeah, well, whatever it is, we're not too sure if it's taco meat or not, but
yeah, I feel sorry for the vegans or vegetarians that are on the road. It's like there's nothing. You got Panera, and they're grade A, so that's good to see. But
evidently now, oh crap, why? Okay, so hang on, I have another one here that we can throw up here. So this is New York Post. The last was CNN. They're fairly close, but
Taco Bell dropped.
Yeah, this one's New York Post, which I don't know if you trust them or not either. But yeah, Taco Bell is in the D category, which is where I would expect it to be. Wendy's in the U.S., I also would put near Taco Bell in terms of quality of meat. But this is their beef scorecard, right? So then McDonald's and Subway, okay, close. C. They probably, for me, McDonald's would probably also be in the Wendy's neighborhood, just because. Although beef scorecard, maybe I don't eat enough. I eat chicken at Wendy's, so anyways. But then everything else being in the bottom is shocking.
Starbucks is shocking.
Yeah, seriously. NetHab, Del Taco or Taco Bell. I have heard great things about Del Taco, but I have never been, and perhaps that's something that I need to remedy.
We've got a couple local chains that have, Taco Tree.
Yeah.
And Jim Boy's Tacos. And so tend to go to those more often. Yeah. Or an actual taqueria.
Oh, look at this. Taco Bell is superior to Del Taco. This is Bird Dog Brayton. So
oh boy.
There's an opinion I respect, and that's good to know. And then he follows up with, I tried White Castle for the first time when I started here working for John, and I can't say I ever did. Yeah, we definitely bought what did we do? Crave cases or something like that. And yeah, I don't need to have it again. That's for sure.
We've got them in the freezer aisle over here, but I've kind of like I'm one to try the real deal first before I then go to the
Okay.
proxy freezer.
Yep.
Because obviously that's not going to be comparable. But
The
I don't know,
question
might
is,
be.
if you buy them on, if you buy them in the freezer aisle and then use like an air fryer to like reheat them, reconstitute them, because you can, if you put French fries from a fast food restaurant in the microwave, they turn into packing peanuts. But if you put them in an air fryer, they actually like are French fries again. So I'm curious if you were to use an air fryer on prepackaged White Castle, this is an experiment we might be able to do.
I'm all for bringing things back to life. During the pandemic,
Yeah.
We would go and get McDonald's,
Yep.
when they like would open.
Yeah.
We'd go and get a bunch of their breakfast things, freeze them, the little biscuit and sausage.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, 30 seconds in the microwave, done. It was good.
Interesting.
But the In-N-Out, that was a difficult one. So we had to recreate the In-N-Out. So we looked up, it was like, I think a 6 ounce, 8 ounce patty. So you had 2 little patties. Yeah, it's all about the ratios. So
Yep.
We made our own not Chick-fil-A. I am a garbage can.
That's all good. It's a little early over there. You're talking fast food at 8 a.m, so you're doing quite well.
Whenever I would give people instructions or directions in London, I'd be like, okay, so we're in central London, we're like near Oxford Street. So you're gonna go down until McDonald's and you're gonna take a left. When you hit the Burger King,
Yeah,
go up a flight of stairs.
The fast food landmarks. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So wait here, I gotta back up. So cheesy gordita crunch at Grass Valley Taco Bell in 2001 was good stuff. I'm assuming that's a little bit of a throwback. Wait, so is this in regards? Oh, Balu, hey, how's it going, man? Balu's at home today, but joining us for the show nonetheless. What commitment! Unbelievable. False. I'm assuming, is this in regards to Del Taco over Taco or Taco Bell over Del Taco? Let's hope so. He says it's good food regardless, so we'll follow up with him in a second. Cracker Barrel is like the Black Bear Diner, but better. I don't know Black Bear Diner. What am I missing here? That's a new phrase for me. Do you know that?
Oh yeah, they're along the highways here. It's just a big black bear.
Oh, okay.
On a sign.
So Cracker Barrel is better than Black Bear Diner. So is that
it's like the same kind of sign, as in like it's got that weird color, yellowy color, and it's faded because it's been out in the sun for 80 years.
The thing about Cracker Barrel is they're all identical, and they're all like if your grandma lived in Ohio, which my wife's grandma does live in Ohio. Let me see here. Open this on a new page. I just want to see. Okay, if you have never been, this is a really small picture. I'm really sorry. If you've never been, they all look like this. They have this like wicker or this. Oh shoot, what's this called? Where they like hang up pictures.
Oh.
And it really looks like someone in their 80s decorated. They have these like ruffle curtains, these barnyard lights, all these wood chairs, hard floor. Every time someone stands up, it like screeches across the restaurant. They're all the same. And I think people go there because they know exactly what it's going to be like. There's no unpredictable. And the people in here, this is a broad generalization, look like folks who like predictability. They're not out for an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going out to like stretch their palate and like have a new experience with food. They're going here to get the French toast at 4 p.m. on the highway at 75.
They've got your profile. Anyone you walk into,
they know exactly. Yes, that's exactly what's happening here. So, yeah, that's okay. So, do you like Black Bear Diner, or do you avoid?
I've never been there.
You've never been there?
No, there's all these places that it's kind of like.
Dude, how long have you been back in the U.S.?
7 years.
I was going to say months, because like after 7 years, you should definitely have a chance to try out some of these hole in the wall places.
Yeah. I think I stopped at Denny's. I was just like, well, that was gray. So
Denny's, don't ever go there. My parents are of the age where they call Big Boy Shoney's, because that's what they are in the South. Oh, you've never been to Big Boy? Dude,
this is
you
gonna
need to
be
come up to Michigan just for a restaurant tour is what you need to, like, crappy restaurant tour. I'm pretty sure that if I don't see him in here yet, but I'm pretty sure if oh, and now his name eludes me. Well, anyways, his real name is Clay. If Clay was here, he would say he would have some choice words about these crappy restaurants I'm offering to take you to. But so Ball is correct. There are very few Sonics, very few in Michigan. There's one that's always crazy busy over on 59, which is just down the highway from us here. And they're adding more Del Tacos. I saw one that had closed, which is why I thought I wasn't seeing very many. Is that Del Taco? Oh, and then he corrects himself, Del Taco. I really appreciate that. Del, DEL, yes.
This guy over here calling it Del Tacos.
Yeah, for some crazy person. Eric does rebuttal there and say Del Taco. Taco time in the PNW is good. Pacific Northwest, okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna be in the Pacific Northwest in July, so we're gonna give that we're gonna take a. Although the hotel I booked, there's a Taco Bell across the road, so I know where my wife is gonna want to go.
I assume this is a pleasure trip, or
somebody. Yes, it is a vacation, an actual vacation. So we'll be out on the West Coast. Someone loves themselves some Starbucks beef. Who, you?
They do beef?
Well, it's rated really low on all of those websites. That's why.
What beef do they do?
Some sandwich, I bet. Maybe that's why it's so low. Is that
I can think of pork. So there's bacon, there's sausage.
Wait, freezer aisle is comparable to what?
Oh, it'll be the White
the White Castle. Sadly, so Balu has done the reconstitution of the of the White Castle after the frozen. Good stuff, man. Well, thanks for that. Maybe you just saved me a trip to the grocery aisle. Cracker Barrel is huge. This is CJ. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for jumping on,
up, dude?
And he is currently listed on Teams as away, and so he is doing double duty somehow, watching the show and whatever else he's got going on. Cracker Barrel is huge, but they're also an entire store. Yes. Okay, so hang on now. So there's a storefront in Cracker Barrel. So if the restaurant wasn't enough to bring you into the store or to bring you in to eat, there is also a giant store. Let's see if I can show this.
What?
It's seriously, there is. Okay, that didn't work. There is. Oh, crap. All right. Well, anyways, I'll just throw this up here. Yeah, there is a storefront. So when you walk in, it's like a general store. And then you walk to the back of the general store. So they do that whole, like, you peruse everything as you walk to the check-in. And then you request a table. And then they're usually like, it'll be 15 minutes. So now you have a store to wander through and to find all the things that you don't need. Better prices than airport, but worse prices than your common general store on the corner of the street.
So they work that whole exit through the gift store.
They absolutely do. Like 1,000 times. Oh yeah, I wish this picture was bigger, but there's like,
oh my god,
there's also like Cracker Barrel themed clothes. It's all very much like Americana stuff. So
you're a Disney person or a Cracker Barrel person?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's a lifestyle. So much so my family's from Ontario. My brother lives in Ontario, and he is a elementary teacher. And so he sits with his students on the floor and they like read stories and whatever. He teaches third grade. So much so that he made a trip to the US, purchased a rocking chair, which is a huge thing. Cracker Barrel rocking chairs. Let's see if I can look that up. Where they have them on the outside. I'm not kidding. They have them on the outside of the store all lined up and they're like, I don't know, $100, $200. Cracker Barrel rocking chair. It is like an industry. Yeah, here we go. So it's like a full-on, like a part of their marketing strategy.
Oh, wow.
And so he came to the US, which is only like 3 hours from him, bought a rocking chair from Cracker Barrel that's in Port Huron, and on his way, actually came to visit us, and then he bought it on his way back. And it comes in this huge box, and you have to assemble it and everything like that. But yeah,
That's
there you
hilarious.
go. You can buy them pre-assembled as well for an additional fee. But yeah, they're really well known for that stuff. So
The truth. I want to know the truth.
the truth about Cracker Barrel
Is
rocking chairs. You want to know the truth? You really can't handle the truth about Cracker Barrel rocking chairs. Denny's is so bad, says NetHab. We had to go behind the counter to refill our own drinks. I mean, that sounds like a perk.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna get your drinks early, like when you want them. But it is. Bob's Big Boy. I had some in Canada. I don't think it's Bob's. I think it's actually Shoney's Big Boy in the US. Because my dad calls it Shoney's because when he went to school in like Middle Tennessee or wherever it was, in Henderson, Tennessee, that's where it was. They had Big Boys on like every corner. It was like their Tim Hortons version for you Canadians watching, where you have Tim Hortons on every corner. They had these Shoney's restaurants, which I think Shoney's got bought by Big Boy eventually. And literally their mascot is an overweight fat child. I'm not kidding. It is the like Big Boy mascot.
Shoney's sounds Canadian.
Shoney's,
that could just be Shorzy, ringing in my head.
Perhaps. But how in this day and age do you get away with?
Oh, that Big Boy. Wasn't that like in a movie that came to life, like Ghostbusters or something? No.
Yeah. Oh, that was the Michelin.
That was Michelin Man.
Anyways, it is a real deal. There is one here in Michigan. When I was going to school here, my dad thought that was like an easy place to get food. And I was like, no, you don't understand. This is like a dive. Like, people don't go here willingly unless their in-laws are in town.
I mean, come on. They spent a lot on their marketing. Look at that statue.
Yeah.
You have to be good quality.
Yeah. You would be amazed at how often that statue tries to get stolen. We have Sonic all over Texas. I'm sure you do. That my sister lives in Lubbock and she talks about trips to Sonic because that's where you go when you live in Texas. So my experience with Black Bear is that I had to go make my own food in the kitchen.
It's part of the experience, CJ.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's hilarious. Starbucks versus Tim Hortons. Oh my gosh. I watched a live stream back when pandemic was starting, and I was in the chat for this live stream, and these Americans were going on and on and on about Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, heaven forbid, over Tim Hortons. And they're talking to a true Canadian, and they knew I was listening and knew that they were making an enemy very quickly they were like, the coffee is okay at Tim Hortons, but the donuts are crap. And I was just like, I don't even know who you are anymore. I was very offended. So, and these were like friends of mine doing a stream, actively insulting me while I couldn't. We didn't have a StreamYard back then. So, if you don't have a harmonica from Cracker Barrel, do yourself a favor and get what?
Is it meat flavored?
Apparently they're legendary, but I don't have a harmonica from Cracker Barrel, but I also have young children who are getting into the recorder phase. So I really feel like one painful instrument at a time is enough for me.
I'm seeing where they're going there. Get yourself a rocker. Well, sorry. Start with a porch. Get yourself a rocker, harmonica, done.
And a 30-acre beet farm in Ohio. That's how that needs to happen. Black Bear is an experience. Yeah. Who is it? Jim Gaffigan, who says, one thing you don't hear in a Waffle House is, hey, thanks for cleaning up. For all those people who love Little House on the Prairie. It's true. There's a lot of Little House on the Prairie vibes in Cracker Barrel. That is for sure. It's Shoney's.
Have I been to TGI Fridays? Like all these American things that like did make it over to England. They had that was like the kind of introduction to it.
Fridays over in England?
Over the walls and ceiling.
They have Fridays over in England?
They do, yeah.
Really? Interesting.
And Hard Rock.
It seems like, it seems like that, I believe. TGI Fridays, those has like a real hard American vibe to it. What do they do?
You go there, they spin the bottles and do all that stuff. You get cocktails, which, don't really exist or didn't exist that much in England. You're like, can I get a cocktail? They're like, You want whiskey and Coke or
Yeah.
vodka and Coke?
Or Jack and Coke, or what do you want? Shoney's is top of my nostalgia pick. Really? Well, we have one here in Rochester, so the next time you're in town, CJ, bring Ian, and we'll do some subpar restaurant tour.
And just got rid of the COVID-10. Come on.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, I think it's kind of going around, so we'll see. So I had it after NAB, right? But
I was talking 10 pounds.
Oh, those
lockdown.
COVID. Well, we gotta get those back up on. Oh, I see. I actually had COVID and lost 10 pounds during that, so that was that was a doozy. So we have 4 to 5 Tim Hortons in Houston now. Hey-oh. What is your okay? So you won't offend me because I've heard it all from my close personal friends how much they dislike it. Which when that conversation went on, it just reminded me that the United States is really not my home country. I am Canadian through and through, and so it just was like a reminder. It's like, oh yeah, I don't belong. It was just a little subtle reminder after all these 20 years of being in the U.S. So we have 4 to 5. Michael, yeah, how is it? Whoa, Tim Hortons is vastly superior.
Oh man, here it comes.
Vindicated here. This is Michael has been on my stream for like what 2 years. Yeah, this I don't know. I feel like that's that's I'm really happy to hear that's the way you feel, Michael. Good stuff.
I've been there once and I can't really remember it. I was a little hungover.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we can take you back. Don't worry. There are several now in Michigan, like several dozen. Big Boy, formerly named Elias Brothers. Really? Oh, here he is. Senseless has arrived. Hey, everyone. What's going on? We were just talking about you. Senseless has been summoned. What, did somebody send him a message on Teams saying, hey, John's talking about you on the stream and you should probably get over here? Because I was. And I couldn't remember your name, so I had to use your actual name. But that's okay because people see your actual name in the tickets, so all good. Okay, so the Houston, sorry, I'm jumping here through chats. We had the chat has been jumping here. I need to have you on more often, Ian. This is
food-based commentary.
Apparently, everybody wants to talk about food today. So,
how does PTZ and NDI fit into the food space?
we could get some cameras in those places. Although the restaurants we're talking about are not interested in technology. So.
People watching though.
Yeah,
I actually had friends when I would come back to visit. My friends in England would be like, "Can you do me a favor and go to Walmart and take some pictures? I've seen that website, People of Walmart, and I want to know, is it real?"
You know what you could do? I have a 360 camera that I use on vacation and stuff, and I could walk the aisles of Michigan Walmart, and then you could use VR headsets to actually have the experience that they're missing.
Take it offline.
Yeah, exactly. It's $1 million idea. The Houston native donut joint is called Shipley's. It's very divey. 100 years old. Yikes. Okay. That would be very div. They haven't updated their brand or anything like that since then. That's a little here comes Senseless with his garbage opinion. Tim Hortons has mediocre donuts and bad coffee. That is all. See, and this is why. And these people that were saying these same things are close friends with Senseless. So this doesn't surprise me at all. He swims in his lane. I didn't the food summit to him. It's true. We have some pretty heated debates in this office, in the US office, about food joints. And they get heated. Not to the point where anyone's going to be offended, but they do get quite heated. In particular about chicken wings. So
dude.
Yeah.
So we had Wing Wednesday. My friends and I in England, every single Wednesday we'd go find a different wing place across London.
Yep.
The furthest one was 2-hour train ride all the way over to the east.
Wow.
Best wings ever, called Sticky Wings over there. They were a Frank's accredited wing house. It was
okay.
They were good. But wings, love them. And like I said, the spiciness has killed me now. So now I'm I'll try some teriyaki.
Oh no, yeah, you're gonna be stuck to the top of the Scoville rating.
But naked wings, I'm like, you know what? I can do that, do a little dip now, but like that's where I judge the wings, you know.
Yep.
Have they coated them? Don't want to be coated. I want just some crispy skin, like that perfect amount of meat cookedness with the juicy bone.
Yep. So our discussions are generally around quality of wing, which is where you're going to camp out now, and then the wing spices, because
Mhm.
we kind of all agree. I don't know, they'll have to chime in here, but all of them are here that have this discussion, so they can fend for themselves. But my general understanding is they like Buffalo Wild Wings sauces, but the quality of the wings, as we just demonstrated from the New York Post and CNN.com, is pretty low.
Yeah.
And because mass-produced chicken wings. We went to well, let's see. Okay, and the actual discussion, which I was really annoyed by, kicked off because I was eating B-dubs in my office one day, and then the three guys that work here all came out and started this discussion about what wings should you get. So there's like Wingstop, and there's B-dubs. There's a company called DWC, Detroit Wing Company, various ones around town. And so then this discussion, I'll call it discussion, but like heated argument, began about whether or not, like, who has the superior wing. And then guys started going to these wing joints and coming back with their own opinions. And that made for spicy conversation.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, it was good. It was good little office banter, but we had to get back to work eventually. When will Cam Control get AI food tracking? Yeah, well, we won't say anything about that yet, but stay tuned. Well, no.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's like the wings. At the moment, we've been hearing news that they're going to be market price, so you're going to be paying $30 for a dozen wings.
Yeah, well, that is kind of already happening at B-dubs, because just to get a stinking like 12 wings in sauce, it comes out to like something over $20, and I'm like, something's not right there.
Taking the trash and suddenly monetizing it.
Well, lots of things are playing into this here, but the kicker for me is I can buy wings at the store in bulk, which are semi-quality, and then buy the sauces I want from Amazon, whether it's B-dubs or hot ones or whatever, and just apply at home. And so the whole going to the restaurant thing, I mean, I'm not really into like a sports bar type of guy. Like if I see TVs, I kind of like zone out. And so that's not good if you take your family or something like that. You're supposed to be paying attention. And my kids also zone out. And so it's not even like family time. So it's better if we eat them around the table.
Zombie wing eating.
Which goes back into my love of my air fryer, because the air fryer is the best way I've found to do chicken wings, but that's just my own opinion.
I've yet to do, I've got one of those like toaster oven air fryer things, so it's a toaster oven with a fan, not the fancy ninja thingy or anything, but
that's very British of you, though. The convection fans, go ahead.
Exactly. But we the best way that I've found to do the wings in the oven is baking powder, and the or was it baking soda? It's not the one that you put in your fridge.
It's a big difference. So baking powder,
free. So like you get the ones that have aluminum in it. You get the aluminum free one, and it just destroys the skin, like takes all the moisture out of it and makes it super crispy in like 40 minutes. Yeah. So you just toss them, salt, pepper, and baking powder or baking powder.
Yeah. Soda is the one that comes in the box that you put in the fridge.
Not Arm & Hammer.
Okay. Yeah. Got
it. Yeah.
Because that would be a terrible surprise if you were to use that.
I tried that first. I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, oh.
I used baking powder one time when I was making some sort of like bread or something instead of baking soda. And baking soda. No, now you got me confused. I used the wrong one. And my mother was visiting, and it came out, the bread came out like in a flat circle. It was not at all anything resembling bread. Yeah. And she was like, "What did you use?" And she like looked at my ingredients. She's like, "Yeah, these are wrong." Like, oh, great, thanks. Oh, Senseless says, "I swim in my own lane of having taste buds." Yeah, see, where is the fun though in that? Like, I don't want to get to the point where I can't eat spicy food, but so far I'm living the dream here in the ramen realm. We did the last Thursday. Wait, what is today's only Tuesday? Okay, good golly. Oh yeah, and I still have these things to try and get through, but I'm having fun with the chat right now. So we did ramen, we did curry on Thursday, and that one I felt like was the most manageable. Not in terms of like it wasn't mild, but it was spicy, but it at least tasted like something. So yeah, I was happy with that.
You've had kimchi ramen, right?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, do yourself a favor.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Mm.
Wings aren't good. That's just is that like just? Oh, this is B-dubs, because he says, but the sauces are good though.
So the wings are just a transport method.
Pretty much, just it's inappropriate to eat spoonfuls of sauce, and so you have to have some sort of chicken wing to go with it. Where does Chili's wings fit into this? You know what? I haven't had Chili's wings. Or at least I don't remember having them.
I can't imagine, considering their beef grade, them being really good. The issue is just when you have these really fatty wings, it's like, where's the meat?
Yeah, it's true.
It's not at Arby's.
Yeah, part of the anger from these guys was that I had them delivered because I was working, and then I paid for that, and then he said, and then he paid more for that trash chicken. Yeah, I was saying no to Walmart being a terrible place. And then this, do well, but that orange chicken and almond chicken thing, I don't agree with. Yeah, okay, so wait, before I get into that, I have to throw this in there because the orange chicken conversation is going to take a second. Senseless says their chicken crispers are legit. This is about Chili's. Their other chicken is terrible, in my opinion. Okay. I have not spent $1 in a Walmart since '99, and I won't. Uh-oh, that sounds like there's a reason. Maybe we shouldn't poke the bear. Okay, so Balu brings up this mention because Senseless likes to go to Panda Express, which I do too, but he only goes there for the orange chicken. Now, recently he has ventured out and tried something else, I think based on food conversations we've had here in the office. But he would go to, from the story as well as I understand it, is he would go to Panda Express and just get like 3 boxes of orange chicken.
Oh, man.
And then, and like that's what he would order. He'd like, yeah, Panda Express is great. I get their orange chicken. What he literally meant was the orange chicken at Panda Express is great because I've never tried anything else. So he would him and his wife would just go and get boxes of orange chicken and eat that and save that and whatever. But he wouldn't venture to try. And like, I think they have some good tasting food at Panda Express. Little expensive, but I don't mind it for fast food.
I've tried the orange chicken, and I think that's about it. Everything else looked gray.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. I'm a big Singapore fried noodle fan. It's nothing fancy, but tasty.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here comes the rebuttals. Well, I would get 3 portions to share with my wife. Well, I put that in there as a part of the after story. Is him and his wife, would eat these things, and I tried everything else. I found all of it to be inferior. Wow. All right. He has. Oh, but I do like the almond chicken, he says. Oh, wait, almond shrimp.
That's bold. Getting shrimp from a Panda Express.
Getting shrimp from any fast food place is taking your life.
Shrimp from a pub on the Link alleyway. I won't name names, but NAB had a good experience. Someone had a good experience with that.
Hang on. You had...
I did not. Somebody in our organization went to the Tilted Kilt and ordered the shrimp.
Yes, they did. I do recall that. You're right. Yeah, strange that we all got sick shortly thereafter. I didn't have the shrimp, but that's right after I started feeling sick the next day. Yeah. It was so funny because every time we walked into that place, they were super understaffed. There was always 2 people serving, and one of them was a bartender, and one of them was bartender / server. And they were never happy that we were there.
No, I always remember being ushered out. All right, it's closing.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. And during the week, they would close at like 8 o'clock or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In Vegas? On the Promenade Strip?
It does sleep sometimes.
Yeah, I couldn't. It still doesn't matter. No good to me. Oh, okay. Balu does not appreciate. This is the Panda Express conversation, I'm sure.
Mhm.
MTash, you actually have a serious conversation that you need to have. So let's just pause that for a second. I'll finish up this food stuff.
Walnut, not
Uh,
almond.
is it walnut, not almond shrimp? It is walnut, not almond shrimp. At any restaurant, Balu says, wow. Michael says, I recommend Tarka. Is that right? Indian Kitchen. Very good, but they're only in Houston, Austin. You know, that means I've got to come down and probably stay in Houston or Austin for a couple of days.
The Indian food scene out here is dire.
I'm sure it's dire.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought it would be like off the charts.
no, it's surprising. So I think Yuba City, which is about an hour or so away from us, they have a few because there's a bigger population
Yeah.
of Sikhs and Indians over there. But the one that we found to be the best is in the middle of nowhere. So when you're heading, it's 2.5 hours down to Oakland, San Francisco for me.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half away in the middle of fields in this town called Dixon, just off the exit, there's an Indian restaurant there. The best butter chicken I've ever had.
Wow.
And their other stuff is pretty good as well. But I mean, every time we come up and down, you know, visit family or something, we go and buy $100 worth of butter chicken, stick it in the freezer. But you know, we've got a chain up here that's around, but it's not great. After living in England, which is, you know, everyone says better curry than in India, you know.
Wow.
It's a sad scene.
That's the I'm always hesitant with Indian food because I'm pretty sure it'll hurt me.
Do you want Western hot or do you want Indian hot?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like if you're gonna go and eat Indian food, then you might as well have an authentic experience. But anyway, okay, hang on. MTash. What's going on, MTash? Good to see you, man. Hey, I'm trying to figure out which portable battery generator to buy. Wait, are you buying a generator or a battery? Big question there. To run a few P200s and laptops for a 3-hour stream, how do you figure how many watts per hour to figure for the P200s? That is a great question. Honestly, I mean, for 3 hours, what's your ballpark and what's your budget, right? Because now, and this is not an official Bird Dog recommendation, by the way. We're talking about power generators to run cameras and probably a switch and a laptop, more than likely. So, I mean, I'd recommend the one I have, but it's like 7,500 watts. You don't need that. You'd probably be fine with some entry level. If you could get your hands on the ones I really like, are those Honda Quiet generators. They're like 2,000 watts or something like that, which would be overkill for probably what you need here. But
I think he's talking about like solar generators,
portable battery generator. Yeah. So, okay. So fine. If you're going the gas route, which maybe you don't want to, given today's prices, look for that Honda Quiet. Even if you could rent one, that'd be good. If you're looking for a battery to run this and potentially with solar panels, which it would be a very interesting setup, by the way. Yeah, then
zeros.
I would go with NetHab and say 30 watts per port. Worst case scenario. Yeah, always overestimate. Or you could say 35 if you wanted to. But that would be the drawdown if I'm not mistaken, right? So let me just Google this.
So yeah, there's like the Yeti Gold Zeros, and there's a bunch of different ones out there, solar generators that people are getting, and you can just like daisy chain them together, you know, run them in parallel or series to boost them up. Yeah, you're gonna have to add up everything, and then I'd always add like 20% overhead.
Yeah, 20% for sure.
If you're doing lithium, then you know you're pretty good there because you almost get 100% of the capacity.
Yeah.
Because you know if you're doing lead acid, you're gonna have to stop at 50%, so you're gonna have to double the size of it. I dipped out of the industry and did solar for a little bit. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, got vans and off-grid systems. A few of them I did. So
oh, that's cool. I didn't know
lots of conversations with people about okay, so you know in Nevada County, well, California as a whole, our our electrical supplier, their solution to not burning down our state is to just turn off the power for X amount of time. So the last 3 years we've had, not including the big disasters or fires, we've had probably about 5 days a year, sometimes consecutively, where they don't turn the power on. So the batteries have been a big push over here. And those Goal Zero Yetis, our company, along with a non-profit locally, supplied a lot of elderly or medical patients with those, because what happens if you have a CPAP or, oxygen or something that needs, electricity, and then PG&E turns off your system, and then your propane runs out if you don't have a Jenny. So those are good. But yeah, you basically have to add up all the per hours, and, it'll be an amp hour. You'll have to convert all your.
So, but the 30 watts per port is 30 watts an hour, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so what's that mean watts? So if you're, depending on how many cameras you're running, plus if you're doing this all over a network switch, I mean, there's going to be.
That'll have its own draw.
Yeah, the 4250 is easily going to be, oh, geez, I don't know, probably. Well, I can look it up. I don't have to guess, which I'll do. Also, Michael Graves says, a best Indian I ever had was in Amsterdam while I was at IBC. And I've been to India twice.
Amsterdam does do very good Indian as well.
Also, M. Tash says, that's okay. I'll just ask Tom Sinclair. Yeah, he's live tomorrow. He's Wednesday. I should send him an invite one of these days. Okay, so, yep, battery, no gas. Hey, Eric, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Take it easy. Yeah, so, and yes, PoE Plus is 30 watts. That's an industry standard. But the cameras themselves are drawing, the P200s are drawing about 19, but that's going to fluctuate. So you really just want to do it per port per hour, basically. So 30 watts per port. So if you're going to run 3 cameras and a laptop that will probably have its own battery, but you may want to plug it in every now and then. Yeah, that's probably how you would gauge that. Hey, for gas, you really want an inverter, not a generator.
Yeah, you want to clean that power up. Just a standard frame generator without an inverter on it will potentially kill your fridge, TV, laptop, our cameras,
yep.
Anything with sensitive electronics, because they do that surge,
Yep.
So like the Goal Zero Yeti 1500, that's 1500 watt hours. So they've got their little graphic there that shows you could run a laptop for 31 hours.
Would you say 1500?
Yeah.
Okay.
1500X. And I'm pretty sure you can daisy chain these. So, you can turn that into 3000 watt hours. Yeah. But it's like Wi-Fi router, 40 hours, light bulb, 11 watt, 130. And
this is just a single device is what they're gauging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So so 50 watt hour laptop, 31 hours. So if we are saying, each camera is going to be, you could probably get 10 hours.
Yeah.
Out of one of these on a laptop and 2-3 cameras.
There you go.
Switch. But untested.
We should send them our camera and say, can you test this BirdDog camera on your Yeti?
Yeah, can we get
add it to your list? You can give them a headlamp.
Who is plugging a headlamp into?
Who's bringing a Yeti to charge their headlamp? Oh, somebody wanted to become famous. They put it in my chat. I'll have to kill them later. Oh yeah, he got blacklisted by Nightbot. So 30 watts is 1 hour at 30 watts. I'm sorry, 30 watts for 1 hour is 30 watt hours. So math.
Carry the 4, hold the 3.
Michael says EcoFlow Delta Pro would run it a long while, but would be expensive.
Yeah, so there we go. The CPAP.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah, CPAP there, 24 hours. Daniel, so I'm playing with NDI outputs and found out my MacBook Pro is a bit under-spec'd. Oh, there's a shocker. That's not a shocker at all. We know that. How does Play 4K handle inconsistent signals if you hit your computer too hard? Does the image freeze or do you see UI? So, Play is ARM based, first of all, but it will be able to take a stable NDI signal on your network. So if you're interrupting that signal by smashing your laptop for some reason, or if you're just using it too much and the CPU maxes out or whatever, then yeah, that might be an issue. The way to test it though is just to watch the feed in Studio Monitor because Play's not out yet, right, Ian? So watch that feed in Studio Monitor. What you could also do though is download Dino on a PC, unfortunately, and output that NDI feed from your MacBook and link that NDI feed in Dino and run it there if you can. Run it in Dino and see how clean that feed is as you increase the CPU usage. So if you start getting drop frames or whatever, that will show you either your network or the signal itself is not consistent enough to be used. So Dino could be a helpful tool when it comes to that. And then Balu's trolling us because want to become famous. So yeah, we anyways, to answer that question, you could use Dino. I did try Dino, he says. Sadly, we're a Mac shop. See, you don't know anybody that has a PC, so I don't have a computer to test that with. Yes, it is unfortunately a PC product for now. I don't know if that is the plan forever. I don't think it is, but we are going to have to hire Swift engineers in order to probably create that software. So I know there's a conversation that's being had right now about all that. But yeah, no, he hit his laptop.
Could always boot camp the Mac.
You could boot camp the Mac. There are other issues with that, with like compatible drivers. Sometimes I know the NIC card is a little bit different when it tries to translate that information over in boot camp to Windows. But I had my first real troubleshooting session yesterday with Windows 11, and I hate it. That was something else, man. It wasn't a desirable experience. I'll put it that way. I didn't hate it, but I didn't hate it. I didn't enjoy myself. I'll put it that way. But we were actually testing comms for a customer, testing and setting up comms, and yeah, we were running on Windows 11. So that was an experience to say the least. Anyway,
yeah, I've had a lot of fun with my Surface.
Or is it
Windows 11?
Is it Windows 11?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I'm getting a new streaming PC and Windows 10.
Nice. Yep. Go back to the old faithful. I had a core question. So while it's encoding the camera feed, can it decode a feed so you can see the program feed?
Not currently.
That's a great question, but I'm pretty certain the question is not currently. Yeah, the encode decode thing is just one of those processing pieces that they're trying to figure out. So currently it is just a decode. No, well, give me the rundown on core because I didn't spend the amount of time I should have spent with it at NAB.
So, it's still a far ways bit out. But essentially it's based on the quad. So the quad capabilities will be mirrored within the core.
Okay. I'll pull this up here while you're talking. You can give us just kind of a general overview. So yeah, encode, decode, stream, monitor, record. This product is in development. I think I'll put it that way. We had a couple of these at the show, just to kind of give an idea as to what it's going to look like and how it's going to work and what have you. But yeah, Chorus being developed, I'll put it that way. But I'm super excited about this. I know my guys in the office are too, just because we have a bunch of other brands in terms of monitors and what have you. We have a bunch of other brands in the studio, but not also like to have something that's like a part of our ecosystem, which is something I talked about a couple of weeks ago. or maybe it was just last week, but it was like BirdDog is building out the ecosystem of its product line. And this is one of the pieces that I think we've been waiting for a while. So I'm excited to see this implementation. So is Balu.
Yeah, this is going to be great for those studios, and having those ISO records on camera. I'm really excited about that. I worked for another company, which is similar realm.
Yep.
More of a running gun type thing. But as we're going to be still tethered to fiber or Ethernet, I think, this will be great for a lot of those situations that they don't want to run on batteries, or, they don't need the full feature set of the other ones out in the market.
Yeah. And there are tons of options out there. So, with the NDI platform, for sure, at least being network based, I mean, that's where it's, I know that there's a lot of chatter on Facebook and forums and whatever about, hey, but I want to run wireless. It's like, well, that's kind of a different workflow than NDI, because NDI starts with the assumption that you're going to be plugged in, you're going to have at least a gig or better, connection. So there are some minimum requirements, even though some people don't like to talk about them. Mainly the NDI industry. Are there special considerations for network switches above 1 gig or 2.5 and PoE specs, or is that pretty much it? Yes, there are some recommendations or considerations, maybe not recommendations, but things to consider. First of all, find a company that understands that the demands of NDI, and right now you're pretty much left with Netgear for that. They have an AV line. There's also an AV line with, who is it? There is another company out there with an AV line, and they at least understand video and audio over IP, mostly audio because, Dante. So find yourself a company, a networking company that understands AV. Rule number 2, avoid anything with link in the name. D-Link, TP-Link, Linksys, those, when you buy one of those, take the packaging, take the unit out of the box, get all the stuff out of the box, and then just place it gently in the trash bin. That's where those go. Okay. We don't use those. We don't recommend those. Actually, to be fair, we test on those to make sure that we can, so then anything above that should be in good working order, but we don't, I would never put one of those in an installation that you want to have consistent results in. So nothing with link in the name. It is a funny little joke, also very true. I like the Netgear 4250 line just because they support NDI, and that seems to work well. 4300 is also in that vein. They actually have separate firmware to turn a 4300 into an AV switch, so there's an option there. And then, at least 1 gig out of every port. Be really careful with the specs on websites when it comes to network switching and routing capabilities, because most of it is marketing fluff. Real world numbers, you should reduce that by at least 40%, because you're talking about heat dissipation, you're talking about constant use. With NDI, you're talking about a constant flow of data, not something that can use like packet buffers. So if they say, oh, we've got these huge packet buffers, if you're using packet buffers in NDI, something's wrong, because everything has to be in real time. There's no room for delay. So packet buffers are fine, but that's more for like data infrastructures or for switches that have the processing capability to do NDI generally, but occasionally will get bogged down. And we're talking about like milliseconds worth of data. We're not talking about, seconds or minutes, of course. So something that's got some horsepower would be great. No unmanaged switches are permitted in an NDI infrastructure as far as I'm concerned. And no smart switches are to be used as well, just because smart is basically a managed, unmanaged switch. And so there's that smart name gives companies the leeway and the lateral movement to cut corners, and it's not a good idea. So managed switches all day long, something over a gig per port. And if you have a choice, go with SFP Plus to do trunking, because then at least that will not be the issue. Preferably 2 SFP Pluses that you can lag together and then get 20 gig throughput, which is what we did at NAB, and we saw that running in real time, and it worked great. We used the second level, the second tier of 4250 switches for all of our base switches at each of the desks, and we had, I don't know, 3 or 4 desks, 4 zones basically, that were running network switches. And then out of those, if we needed additional ports, we used the entry level 4250 that was just a single gig, and I just dual trunked those over. So we had 2 gigs from the secondary switch to the main switch at each of the desks, and all of those desks went back to a fiber core, which was all SFP plus. So we had, for the most part, 20 gigs from every desk going back to the core, and the core was running, all of those trunks and all the DHCPs and all of the DNSs and all of the VLANs and everything. So it was pretty slick. Nobody saw it, but it was pretty slick. So
You should have seen it.
it was fun. It was all like behind the scenes stuff, and it's really only things that are nerdy for me. But anyway, do you have any tips for operating multiple PTZ cameras at the same time to always get the same shot?
Camera director?
I believe this is what we call camera director. No. Camera director gives you the ability to set waypoints. And actually, I should probably let Ian take care of this, because there are a lot of things that, again, I did not get over to the camera director booth to look through. But I can pull it up while you're talking.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I think the first use case was over at a horse race course, as we see there.
Yep.
But basically, you can do up to 100 waypoints, I believe. I mean, that's how many I was able to fit in the the selection box. Whether or not we, that was an actual use case, because we're playing with a beta at the moment.
Right.
But what this allows you to do is create those waypoints, and then on the fly, you can start them. You can start the cameras all going to their waypoints at the same time, and then they'll go back to the beginning and start those again. And when I say on the fly, I'm talking about that little slider bar at the top. You can actually speed them all up or slow them down. I can't remember how many actual cameras we can get in this, but the waypoints were pretty high. So, again, I played with it at the show, and I need to pick it up again. So that's certainly your way to get the same shot over and over again, and then have the modifier for speed.
Yeah, especially because, especially for multiple cameras following the same space, it'll be a pretty fun little tool. I'm anxious to kind of get my hands on it, but
it's the real world application that I've yet to see. But again, people are asking for this, so that the requirements there. We're working with one, not IndyCar, just different car racetrack.
It's the F1, I think, right?
Yeah, they're interested in this, and I'm like, so how do we? I think someone's going to have to be watching as the cars come around the corner. But you can have cameras on each side of the track, and then maybe a far one, and then all of those, as soon as you initiate that, the waypoint play out, you can then change the speed to match the speed of the cars. Although the cars should be going the same speed around that corner every time, except for that one champion.
Well, it's interesting too, because they could probably get an API start command and just have a button that when the cars appear on the corner, the guy hits the button, it fires the API, and then it starts the waypoint tracking, and then they go back to the position that they started at, or they go around in a full circle, basically.
Yeah.
They're out to get me some more followers. Yeah, I know they're trying hard. Nightbot's banning them, but it still shows up in the chat. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I do want to get into a place where we can kind of see it in live production, but one step at a time. Yeah, pricey, but it does look like it is a little pricey. That is for sure. It's listed here at $3,000.
It's the name of the automation game, though. We're taking away bodies, and
yep. Yeah, how much do you pay in wages and benefits and transportation and hotels and food and all that stuff to have have 4 cameramen follow the same car? And
it's that's the kind of, we're taking away jobs there, but we're also adding jobs.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword there.
Well, if they could give up that position and then come and be engineers for us, that'd be awesome because we desperately need more engineers. So
Yep.
we're always looking, we're always hiring.
Is that
Anybody's
how we're getting more employees?
anyone, yeah. We're writing software to eliminate their position so we can hire them for ours. But
Interesting game plan.
yeah, it's a long game. It's a really and kind of obscure.
I do want to circle back quickly with the Switch topic.
Yep.
Just one thing about Netgear. The nice thing, they're really going hard and fast with the NDI, and they've got a group of people that it's the Pro AV Engineering Services team.
Yep.
So this is a place, an email address, proavdesign@netgear.com, that you can email them in, and you can get free network design services and installation support. So whether you're an integrator or end user, and then network designs for all Pro AV partners, system integrators, and manufacturers, configuration guides and coaching, deployment support, installation, troubleshooting. So, like you said, we can avoid all the link ones. I guarantee you're not going to get much help from them.
Nope.
But Netgear is trying to position themselves pretty strongly in this realm, the NDI world and video world. So they're doing everything they can to support us and the end users.
What's that email address again?
It was proavdesign@netgear.com.
Netgear.com. All right. So I'm just going to toss this up here for a minute while we. Yes, I agree. And actually, I've talked to these guys prior to NAB because I had some questions about how they would do it. And I had it kind of mapped out and whatever. And then I told them my plan. I actually got a hold of the lead designer because I have a BirdDog email address. And so he was like, oh, hang on. Let me talk to John. So we went over kind of the idea, and he seemed to agree that was a good idea and the overall design. And so he helped me just kind of understand some basic stuff kind of behind the scenes. And also there's a way to view the error logs on the Switch itself to see how many packets and, in our case, frames didn't arrive.
Yeah.
And so it was a really easy way to kind of troubleshoot and verify that the network is humming along as it should, that there are no ports that are failing or having any issues or devices that are throwing errors on the network itself. So once you get one and shoot these guys an email, it's a really good little system it's a substantial support system that's behind their AV line. And quite frankly, I think it's just because no one else is doing it. And so they might as well jump in and do the best they can with it to become that kind of market lead.
The thought leaders and the educators.
Yep. Yeah.
Become the Coca-Cola.
It's exactly right. I know for a fact that they have meetings with New Tech about the NDI profiles. And so they're like lockstep, as close as they can be lockstep with those guys. So
it's not a crazy price point either for the, the entry level one. I think, what was it, like $500 or $600?
Yeah. If you can find
that, to guarantee that, stream, which is, you want to, it's not a big price to pay.
Yeah, Daniel says, yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm pricing out an 8U NDI fly case, but I need to respec the computer's PTZ. Helps on staffing costs. Yeah, like you said. Yeah, for sure. Just given what like small churches can do these days with one or two guys on a tech team, and like 4 PTZ cameras, you got one guy controlling cameras and setting shots or following or whatever, and it looks mostly legit. So
I had a demo yesterday. Actually, I got the demo from a company, Benson Sound. They're doing V Macros is their software. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah, it was it was pretty compelling. And he was saying that he actually, if a house of worship calls up and is like, hey, our streaming guy's sick, he'll log in VPN and or whatever KVM, and he'll run the show there. And yeah, I would, if you're a one-man band and you also want to do some remote things, I definitely look into that software. It's pretty much all macros, but very quickly set up. And yeah, it was a pretty cool product.
Yeah, that's cool.
And again, so he's talking to us because he's adding our cameras to it. So I sent him one of ours to basically play with and make sure you can get that in the profile. But Yeah, from what he showed me, he just logged into 3 different churches that were setting up or whatever, and he's controlling the lights and everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, a lot of that too, like they're moving, even just congregations moving things to like production rooms, to where they're not even in there, but they're in a different section of the building or buildings in some instances that I know of, where they're just basically operating out of, they have like a production suite that's what they're outputting, but they're just plugging in NDI most of the case in those live rooms, and then they can get other classrooms or youth rooms or whatever online as well. So it's it's going pretty fast as long as the NDI stuff works on their network, and that's where this networking conversation kind of comes full circle. I think is just making sure that the network is unified. What I like, not unify, the network is working together correctly. Unify is now a dirty word. What I really liked about the way we did it at NAB was that you could set up all of your VLANs on the primary switch, but not assign them to any ports. And then you could then just indicate what ports on what switches are in what VLANs. And, the primary core switch would do all the IP addressing and keep it all really clean. But then we had that 20 gig pipe that went back to the core. So everything was connected at least by 10 gigs, in most cases 20. But it was all managed central. So then when you go in to troubleshoot it, which I had to do a couple of times to kind of change some configurations, you just log into one switch. That's all you have to do because everything else is already VLANed off correctly, which then gives you the ability to add VLANs to any switch on your network that's connected to that trunk. So if you then fire up a new office or we want to extend this, we want to add 3 cameras, all you got to do is light up those 3 ports on that switch that's in that room and off you go. Or you already have those ports allocated, so then you just plug them in and they get IP addresses back from the core, and it's really simple. They join the correct VLAN. It's all kind of automated that way. So yeah, it's a good little system. If everybody is a little bit different, a lot of folks at the show who borrowed our cameras in particular were using no DHCP or any sort of sophistication at all. And that it worked on the show floor when they had nothing going on, but that was it basically. It wasn't great. It wasn't very elegant. I'll put it that way. So, hey, last question before I have to sneak back to work. Yeah, we all have to do that. And we got to let Ian actually go to work. Will you take a camera with a small display built in it? Will we? Well, we can't ever say anything about what it is that we're up to that hasn't been announced. But a small, what did you say? A box camera with a display? So basically, you want to be able to plug it in and aim it mount like a little flip up thing that could pop off the top, and then you could aim it and get it, turn on the grid, the 3x3 grid, get it positioned correctly, and then go from there. I just need to know where I'm pointing it. Yeah, that would be. Why
don't we get a scope, like a little rail on top here?
Yes, get a little M rail on top, and then you can just snap on your scope. Those, can you buy those in California? I didn't think you could get anything.
Yeah, Reno's next door. Yeah. Lasers, laser beams.
There you go. Get cameras with freaking laser beams on their heads. A native NDI camcorder, you mean? We would probably recommend plugging in a laptop with Studio Monitor. That's the free, cheap version. Anything that you have with Studio Monitor or Video Monitor, if you're on a Mac. Matter of fact, I also want to plug Sienna.tv has a great set of tools, NDI tools for Mac. And I use them all the time. They just updated with all the NDI file libraries, and it works pretty well. So that's there you go. That's a good little one.
I've got a solution. The answer is yes. So you take the Core 5, you plug the HDMI in from this.
Yes.
From this into the Core 5. Duct tape the Core 5 onto here.
Yeah. Duct tape it. That'll go over well with the heat dissipation on that thing.
Maybe we need a mount. A little.
Just a little. Yeah.
On there.
Yeah, I do a grip mount or something that's full metal, and that would be better.
Here we go. That's what it's going to look like with the Core 5 on top of it.
Done.
Yeah.
Easy. And then, a 5-inch screen. Or just get the 7, because, you get all the extra stuff there, too, if you get the 7.
That's true.
I'll just balance the laptop on the tripod. Yeah, you sound like a regular audio video technician. He's got a laptop balanced on one hand. He's trying to adjust the camera with the other. Yeah, we've all been there.
Or did we
Hilarious.
just create another job? We created a job for someone to hold that laptop while the person's positioning the camera.
There you go. We get a threaded mount for the laptop, and then you could just put it on a tripod. Take it wherever you go. Awesome. Well, it is 12:30 p.m. This was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is good times. It's good to hang out with you again. I didn't even do the snacks. I'm gonna have to hold these till Thursday when we do ramen. I think I'm gonna go around again with ramen. We've got a whole bunch of them, so my guys think I'm crazy. But I will leave these here and eat those on Thursday because we just got talking about crappy restaurants and all the places Ian needs to try. You're not going to be like, it's going to be a very underwhelming trip. I'll put it that way.
It's
like,
the experience, I think, that I'm really going to enjoy more than
it's mass-produced American food, and like Olive Garden is mass-produced Italian food, and just all mass-produced. And you've only been to Tim Hortons under questionable circumstances, so we'll take you for coffee and donuts one day.
Yeah, Boxing Day, Tim Hortons. I don't even think they were on their A game. So
I'm so glad you said Boxing Day. It's like me and you that understands that right in this chat right now. But awesome.
Solidarity.
Daniel, thanks for hanging out, man. You are very welcome. Thanks for stopping by, and come by anytime. Tuesday, Thursdays. Questions. Yeah. Thanks for actually keeping us on task for a change. Tuesday, Thursdays from 11 to whenever. We're gonna do more of this. This hangout stuff with the rest of the guys from Bird Dog. I'm even gonna see if I can wake up guys in Australia one day. So we'll get people on here and have them come through and spend some time with us. And
maybe Thursday we can get live from Infocom. We get a rendezvous or something from one of their phones.
Yeah, it would work. It works over cell tower. So if they had halfway decent cell service, they can just open it on their phone.
Up in the conference center.
So it's Monty, Robert, and Jake.
No, CJ.
CJ. Okay.
And then Jake's on the road show with live view. So they're basically just showing, using live view as our pipe and control the cameras and nice. Distribution and ingest from over there. So he's in Denver doing that. And then in a couple weeks we got Atlanta, and then I think August 9th, the 14th. Sorry, we're in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia at Topgolf down there. And on the 14th, I believe, of August, we'll be in Arizona. And I think that's TBD on the location of that. It might have been.
Nice.
Yeah, so people can go and have a play around with that wireless solution.
I was going to say, we should 100% get them on, get them on the show, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Them jump in from live. That'd be fun to have them on. Cool. Yes, we will see you on Thursday, Tash. Thanks for hanging out with us again. Appreciate that. And Senseless, it's been real. Maybe we'll see you later today. He usually takes the show from home. So awesome. Well, thank you, Ian. Appreciate you, man. And we'll check in with you guys soon. In the meantime, if anybody has any sort of questions or need any sort of help desk or anything like that, we can certainly give you a shout. Hit us up at help@birddog.tv. We can give you a hand there, or come back on Thursday, 11 to whenever. It's kind of undefined at this point, but usually 11 to 12 Eastern time here in the US, or 8 a.m. for Ian. Come hang out with us and we can answer your questions. So we'd love to do that. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Hopefully you're doing well. And I'm not even ready for the bumper out of here. So let's go with, we'll go with this one. Take it easy. Have a good one. We'll see you in a couple days. Later.